The ADvTECH Group released its results this morning, and despite the current economic climate, the company was able to record growth in both the schools and tertiary divisions. The group benefited from the greater demand for education in South Africa and particularly the rest of Africa. ADvTECH operates within the education and recruitment industry. The CEO, Roy Douglas, joins us now for more. Hi, Roy. Your results showed revenue increased by 18%. What drove that increase, Roy?
A variety of factors. All our divisions within the business actually grew and grew strongly on the back of enrollment growth in our education businesses, but also good growth in the rest of Africa resourcing, which is involved in payroll and contracting services in some 30 countries across the continent. So all divisions contributed to the revenue growth.
Do you think more people are considering private education for their children, and why?
The statistics definitely show that there's been a significant increase in the number of pupils attending private institutions, both in K-12 schools and also in the tertiary sector. And I think it's fairly obvious. I think there are well-recorded problems in terms of the ability of the public sector to deliver quality education. Some of the outcomes have been quite disappointing in many instances. And furthermore, I think a lot of our tertiary institutions are suffering from a variety of socio-economic and political issues, and there is strong demand. And the private sector is playing an important part in terms of access to further education in that sense.
How has the group been uniquely positioned to weather the current economic conditions? And has there been a situation where parents or guardians are discussing alternative means to pay for the fees?
I think, we really are able to, we're in a unique position to leverage across both of our businesses, K-12 and also tertiary, which gives us scale. And we are able to consolidate and rationalize a number of service and offerings to enhance the value proposition for our customers. We've spent a lot of time restructuring our businesses, eliminating the wastage and duplication. We're able to consolidate transaction processing activities into group shared services and therefore reduce the level of administration required at each of the independent operating units. We've had a lot of success at what we call educational productivity, looking at every aspect of our business to ensure that they are as efficient and effective as we can. That actually has been very evident in our results, not only this latest set of results, but for the past few years. And as a result, we're actually able to keep prices at or even slightly below inflation, which is our goal and our objective, given the understanding that consumers are under massive disposable income pressure from poor economic performance as well as high levels of inflation. I think parents do try to consider alternatives, and we've always had payment plans. We've always engaged with parents in terms of any particular difficulties that they may be experiencing. But at the end of the day, I'm afraid education is expensive. We look at quality, highly capable, well-qualified resource in order to deliver powerful, impactful, quality education. And unfortunately, it is expensive. And whilst it is unfortunate, there certainly have been instances where some parents have had to withdraw their children due to lack of affordability.
Roy, how is the group dealing with issues of load shedding? We've heard and seen public institutions, for example, are having to deal with huge diesel costs.
We're fortunate in the sense is that we are, of course, relatively light users of energy. We've been on a program now for quite some time, and in fact, just about every single one of our institutions right across the board have generating capacity, additional generating capacity installed, so that if there is load shedding, we're able to continue. But we are relatively light users. And overall, whilst it certainly has been an added cost of business, and I think that's unavoidable, and every organization has felt the impact, for us it's relatively small and very manageable. And the efficiency and rationalization and restructuring and consolidation initiatives that I spoke about just now have enabled us, quite honestly, to be able to manage that added cost area without any significant impact on the performance of the business.
Thank you. That was ADvTECH CEO Roy Douglas.